welcome back to my channel. I'm Tasha, this is Tasha Pivots, and today we're going to be talking about math. How do I make it fun? How do I keep my girls engaged and excited and refreshed? What tools am I using? Everything and more. If you like to hear it, let's get started. Okay, so math is not the most exciting subject for my daughter currently. I think it's more so of like, ugh, I don't want to do it. But then once she gets into it, that kind of subsides. So we're hitting a little bit of a pushback in the beginning. And so I have been trying to just refresh and renew and get excited for math for this school year. And so with that, I have some resources I want to show you. I have some tools that I used even when I was in high school and learning like algebra 2 that I learned from a beautiful teacher. And so yeah, I'm going to share all that with you guys. So we first have Bedtime Math. This is great for night, or if you wanted to incorporate it like before nap time, if your kids are still taking naps. But I love this. There's two other books. It's Bedtime Math. This time it's personal by Laura Overdeck. I will put the link below in the description. I love this book. There's two other books, Bedtime Math, a fun excuse to stay up late. And then the other one is The Truth Comes Out. And so it's problem solving. I would say you could do this from ages like your preschool all the way to like third grade. And why I say that is because there's little parts. First it gives you a problem. So I'm trying to find a page so I can show you guys. So there's some socks, and it says socks on the run, wee ones. So that's like your preschoolers. Even I could try with Josephine, who's 2.5. And then you could do the little kid, which I would say that would be more for your kindergarten, first graders, big kids, second and third graders. So there's different parts. You could ask them each one if you wanted to, the older kids. And then there's a bonus. So if they're really answering it, excuse me, and they're whipping through it and you think you can push them just a little bit more, there's a bonus question. So they read the story, they connect the dots, there's addition, subtraction, but it's great problem solving. I think this is a great resource. It allows us to have fun with our story time, and but definitely allows us to have some fun with our bedtime and incorporating math all the time, right? Another one, I cannot take credit for this. I'm going to shout out my good friend, YouTube friend, and that's Tori from Oxby, Ohana. And she had mentioned money bags, and I went and picked it up. I recommend it as well. This is a crazy coin counting game. This is definitely for ages 7 and older. It has 2 to 4 players. And it's helping our children enjoy doing math. In our home, we do game night every Friday or Sunday with our movie night time. But I am incorporating that even in that second half of the day when school's really done, like all our book work's done, but you know, they don't need to watch TV. They don't need to just be like, you know, they're not interested in playing with their toys at the time. I'll be like, well, let's pull out a board game. Let's have some fun. And so this is really great because they get to see math in a visual way and a tangible way, but also just enjoying it and having some fun. Another game, it's an oldie, it's a classic, Yahtzee. We truly loved playing Yahtzee. Me and my husband used to do it just when we couldn't go to sleep. We would play in bed, but I actually started adding this to our day. Like it was once a day. Now it's a couple days out of the week. We'll sit down and Zoe's enjoying it. Josephine gets in it because she just wants to rattle the cup and drop the dice. And she's even learning to count. So it helps her with counting the dots. But with Zoe, it's having her do the adding and remembering like, oh, is it 3 in a row, 2 in a row, those types of things. So this is a great game. Sometimes it's the stuff you already have in your house that you can use. Another thing I have is linking cubes. I tie this in with both my kids. Josephine has been using it to learn colors. She's learned to add as well, like when she's adding things to the basket or just counting, like 1, 2, 3. So I'll take everything out and I'll be like, only give me the blue linking cubes. And so she'll take them apart and she'll count them and she'll put them in the basket. So that's working when I'm working with her. And then with Zoe, when she's doing double digit math or she's adding a longer number, she'll use some of these as just a tangible tool to come up with the equation. I try not to stress too much on the brain. Oftentimes I notice that when we're doing math, it's not so much that they don't know it. It's just that if they're a visual learner or they need to see it in front of them and trying to memorize it, they often forget. Or if it's like they start with an addition problem, but then they're going to a subtraction problem. And just remembering, oh, do I borrow or take away? Now, the last part I have to show you guys, it's these 2 little flip books that I've created. I, again, can't take credit for this. There's a lovely teacher out there. I'm not sure if she's still alive, but if she does and if she saw this video, I love you and I appreciate you so much, and that's Miss Fink. She was my, I want to say 10th or 11th grade math teacher, and I would not, if I had her through my entire experience, or this tool throughout my entire experience with math, I would have had a very different relationship with it. I struggled a lot with just trying to remember how this or that got equated, and addition, subtraction, fractions, all that was very simple for me. But when we got into like algebra and I even took pre-cal, I struggled a bit. But this tool is what really changed everything, and it's called Flipbooks. She would allow us in high school to use this as when we were taking tests, any notes, any facts, any words that would jog our memory. And so I created some for Zoe, and I have addition and subtraction. I'm actually working on a multiplication and a fraction one just to already have them pre-done. But these are such good tools. If you already have something up on the walls, that's great. But maybe when your kid is doing quiet time or independent book work time and they're working on a problem, this is a great tool, especially if you have multiple children. I first just took a couple pages of construction paper. It's really 2 pages. And if I fold it all the way out, it's 2 pages like this. And then I've stapled them. And when you open the flip book, the first thing I have is clue words. So it's going to have add, join, plus, more than, altogether, total, in all, or combine. Those are words that they'll hear in their, if there's a sentence equation or a problem solving equation or summary that they need to figure it out. My husband taught our daughter the dot to dot system, where you have 1 through 10, or usually he does 1 through 9. I put 10 on here, and there's a dot. So when she's adding up, if it's 1 plus 2, she would add up the dots, 1, 2, 3, and then so on and so forth. So we have that just to help her remember that she can use the numbers to create that dot to dot. The next side, I have number sentence, and I just have some examples here. 3 plus 7 equals 10. There's the plus sign, there's the equals and the sum, and then 2 ways that you could see it, as well as draw a picture. I think these are just super helpful. Here again, double digit, where Zoe has ended in 1st grade, was doing double digit math. And so when I'm showing her like which numbers goes to 2, there's several different versions. And so we've been doing this. This is the flip book for addition. Subtraction is relatively the same. There's a little bit more details. Like I put most asked questions, like how many more, how much more, how many are left, how much is left, and then clue words, less, minus, fewer, and just listing those on that flip book. And then again, here I'll do draw a number line, do the line system if you need to. Like we want to give our children tools that even if they don't have, like I don't want them to use a calculator until it's absolutely necessary. I want them to recognize that a pencil, a piece of paper, and their mind is enough to get them through it, but also a flip book is handy. And so I have that. I have also here where, what different symbols mean what. Minus equals difference. 2 different ways that you can see the equation. Remember that it's still the same even if it's made different. Another thing I love here with double digit math, I did reminders. Start on the right side. Can the bottom number go into the top? Do we need to borrow? Bigger number goes on top if you can. Or always to remember those tools. And so I love these flip books. It allows math to still be fun and without the stress or the headache that we need to remember and retain it all. Yes, eventually we would like to, but this allows them to say, if I have like a little pop quiz and I say, hey, I want you to do 10 problems, these are the problems, and her not feel like overwhelmed or him feel overwhelmed, this is a great tool. I will leave everything I mentioned in this video in the description box. I thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, or you just want to engage with me, my contact information is in the description box all the way at the bottom where it says keep in touch. But also, you can always write me in the comments and I would love to respond to you. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. You okay?
Yeah. You can go see the butterflies that start with the man.
The butterflies that start, the monarch butterfly?
Uh-huh.
We gotta remember, when do they come out?